to the 2022 F1 series sponsored by Hennessy Performance League. Up in the booth tonight, it is yours truly, Code Red Dew, and of course, Hell State. And yet, we have stuff in store for you guys. And yet, talking about the teams there, Hell State, it is going to be a very incredible season. And yet, you know, let's go ahead and break it down to the teams while we're still waiting. Um, you know, Give me 1 second. My controller's now having technical difficulties. So yet, Hell State, can you go ahead and list the teams for us real quick while I get...
So in the Mercedes, we have Soaps. He was the first pick, and he drafted season champion Killer. And in the Red Bull, we have Riley, and then joined by him is a rookie, Nicholas Latifi. In the McLaren, we have Season 1 champion Joker. Joining him is Wang. In the Ferrari, we have Jackson Altman. Joining him is Chemical Ninja. In the Aston Martin, we have the Heredia God and Kenny. In the Alpine, we have Fistbuster and Chris. In the AlphaTauri, we have Mayhem and Tiger. In the Alfa Romeo, we have Electric and Darluto. In the Williams, we have Allen and Electric Blade. In the Haas, we have Clay and T-Bird. So very different teams, a very different look you're going to see from the grid here tonight than Season 2, as the draft really evened things out here, as every owner got their shot to pick one driver, and then every team now has a junior program that you can see race on Monday nights in B division.
Yep.
But tonight, the A division goes racing for the first time at Bahrain in a spectacle of an opening venue here. The Bahrain Grand Prix has always delivered some great moments.
Exactly, and I definitely do agree with what we have in store. The Bahrain Grand Prix, we raced over here this past Monday, and may I say, it was really interesting, and yet I can expect a lot out of these guys tonight. Joe, we talked about the champion, Killer. He's going to be in the Mercedes, and yet he's making his Mercedes debut. And then also Tiger NASCAR, who was the first driver to be picked out of the draft, is going to be going to we'll be joining with Mayhem tomorrow, and that's going to be a very interesting one in the AlphaTauri. And
I believe actually Killer was the first pick. I believe Tiger was the second pick.
Oh yeah, I mean, my bad. Well, either way though, I mean, these two did compete for last season's championship, and I expect nothing but incredible racing out of these drivers here tonight. And I'm very excited to see where things go. I mean, Joe, we looked at the team championships, and yet we've seen, Joe, it was Aston Martin and McLaren. And that has changed a lot this year. I mean, Joe, Heredia God not teaming with Tiger NASCAR. But, Joe, do you expect to see anything between these two teams, especially with new faces and different teammates?
Well, McLaren has had a very good run to start off the league here, as in Season 1 and Season 2, they managed to bring home the Constructors' Championship, which in some aspects of this sport is as important or more important than the Drivers' Championship. You know, teams really fight, they build up all their resources, and they save them to the end of the year to push for that Constructors' Cup, because it is a very important title, and the team that wins that takes it very seriously. That being said, Joker, he loves to win. He's a guy who is used to winning in the NASCAR and the F1 side, so he's clearly has probably ran the most successful team up to this point, but with the evened out teams, it's going to be very hard. We haven't seen a lot from Wang. He's raced a couple exhibitions in F1, but this will be his points debut at least, and we will see if Wang can keep the McLaren up to pace at the front of the field where Joker expects it to be.
Exactly, and Joe, the one thing you're going to keep an eye on is, Joe, we practiced earlier with the guys, and yet my question to you is, Hell State, is out of which sector do you think the drivers are going to be struggling with tonight?
Struggling, probably that middle sector. Sector 2 has a bunch of twists and turns. You know, Sector 3 is basically the long back stretch, and then you look at Sectors 1, and then you just get down through turn 1 through 2 in that little curve, and then you go down another backstretch and enter into 2. I think 2 is going to be where a lot of guys are going to get crossed up. A lot of guys are going to have some spins, and we may have an early safety car if it gets too tight going into there off the start of the race.
Yeah, and yet the one thing I definitely do want to keep an eye on is what is the first turn. And yet it's going to be a very interesting situation for all of us here, and yet we've seen how tight these turns can be in turn 1, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes, see how much patience these drivers have. I can hear myself. Are you currently watching the stream there, Hellstate?
I'm not. Hold on.
I was gonna say I can currently hear
I don't
myself.
know.
But either way, though, I mean, we'll get that later on. But we're really excited to see how it goes, and I'm interested in seeing where things go with all of our drivers and yet the new teams. I'm looking forward to seeing how Killer does with his new teammate and Masopes in the Mercedes. I mean, talk about the experience level between both Masopes and Killer. How interesting are you with this duo that we have in store? I mean, they're representing Mercedes, and Masopes knew exactly who he wanted on his team. He wanted the champion, and he's got a last season champ.
Well, I do expect Killer to sort of help Masopes learn a lot. You know, Masopes has been a big George Russell fan, so that's why late he was the owner of Williams, scheduled to be the owner of Williams, but he swapped to Mercedes because obviously George Russell in real life has transferred to that Mercedes seat for the 2022 season.
Yeah.
And I look for Killer to guide his path. I know that Masopes showed a lot of speed at the preseason testing in Bahrain. And I know that Masopes has been improving. He's been working hard. And I look for the Mercedes to take it to the front of the grid and perhaps maybe even be able to compete with the McLarens and the Aston Martins and the top runners of this league.
I really look forward to seeing how things go with Masopes, and yet, we're all going to be keeping an eye on a lot of situations. But yet, out of what we saw last season and what we looked into practice, who do you think is the fastest tonight?
Well, another thing you got to consider is all these different power units. If you really break it down, they drive differently. You know, the former power units, Honda, Renault, Mercedes, and Ferrari, they all have different aspects to them. That's what led a lot of these team owners to select their teams. You know, Jackson drives better with the Ferrari package. Masopes drives better with the Mercedes. And that really, you think Killer going from a Mercedes-powered McLaren to Mercedes, he's not going to lose that much pace, if any, because these are still equal performance cars, even though setups are in the game right now. We have the Aston Martin is also a Mercedes-powered car,
Yeah.
and Kenny did not race last season, but Heredia is sticking to Mercedes power. I think I can't really point out a single driver, but I look for the Mercedes-powered cars of Merck, Aston Martin, McLaren, and Williams to be fighting at the front of the grid because those drivers stayed under the Mercedes umbrella for the most part in the draft.
And yet we're heading to the one-shot qualifying. This is where everyone's going to be doing their qualifying. And yeah, we're going to bring you as much action with all the drivers that are going to be spread it out. We're going to bring you everything up to date as to who's going to be starting and where position everyone's going to be starting at on the starting grid here at Bahrain. You're watching the Hennessy Performance League here live from the Bahrain Grand Prix. This is Code Red Dew, and alongside my teammate in Hell State, I am so glad you're up in the booth, man. You know, we started doing this last season at the end of the season. It was at Brazil where we got a chance to have the championship race, and it was a difficult thing to do by themselves. So I really and truly thank you enough for helping me out and get a chance to be a part of an epic night as this first race of the F1 series, man. I mean, new season, new teams. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, now there is a change on the grid that I would like to mention to you real quick. The AlphaTauri owner Mayhem is unable to be here tonight. So replacing him tonight in his AlphaTauri seat will be Freedom Flyer. The free agent hasn't signed with an F2 team yet, but he's looking to make an impressive showing here and show why he deserves to be on the F1 grid in the near future, as he is driving the second AlphaTauri and will be trying to help Tiger get that car up to the front.
Exactly. I think we are currently seeing Freedom Flyer. We're seeing Always Joker out on their current pace laps. They only have about less than about 17 minutes for them to be able to get their order in. So yet we're going to see how it goes for Freedom Flyer. I'm going to be keeping an eye on Always Joker, the man who did everything it could to be able to get up there. And yet, if there's one guy that I was really impressed with out in Brazil, it would be this man right here, Darludo. He was really impressive last year again in the Brazil race, and I'm interested in seeing how things go for him in this race tonight. And I do want to say this though, Bahrain is a beautiful, beautiful racetrack. It is a beautiful, beautiful place, and you know what? Experienced a lot of incredible things here tonight.
We have another driver swap here, actually. Captain Dead Dad will be replacing Kenny in the second Aston Martin, the Mercedes junior driver, making the move up to Aston Martin for a one-off here in Formula One. As look for him to be, he could be a sneaky driver that could sneak into the points if everything falls right.
I definitely do agree, and yet I think we're going to be able to try to get the lap data. So there we go. Thank you to this game for having a lap data, so we can be able to check out the time and see where things are going to be. As you can see, all the drivers are slowly out. They're trying to warm up their tires, and they're trying to be able to get ready. We see a couple of drivers still in pits. We see Nicholas. We see Singh. We see Phase Electric. We see Fistbuster. And I think we're about to see Always Joker get ready to start his first lap of his qualifying.
Sorry to interrupt there, but we got one more driver swap we need to mention. As we talked about McLaren as the most successful team history shows in this league. Well, tonight, Wang is not here. Wang is not in his car, and in his place we have Vita SH6777 here, filling in for Wang here in the second McLaren. So we'll see how that affects them, and we'll see if another team is going to get the jump on McLaren in the Constructors' Championship, or will McLaren be able to hold a position at the front with their replacement driver tonight.
We'll definitely see. I appreciate you helping me out as far as the driver changes go. And yet, on my screen, you're keeping an eye on Always Joker. Starting his first lap of the one-shot qualifying, he's currently in Sector 2. We've seen him practice earlier on, right before you came up to the booth, and I can honestly say, between him and Tiger NASCAR, these are two of the fastest drivers in this field as far as I'm seeing right now, and yet I know we're going to be seeing a lot of them. As Freedom Flyer gets the fastest lap with a 1:27, that could change. We'll see where Joker's going to be. Joker's lap is.
We see a combination of guys out on the softs and guys out on the mediums here early. You know, Bahrain, you've got to stretch the tires. That's usually how you get into a good position to win the race, is the guy who can stay out the longest. So perhaps a couple of alternate strategies as we see Jackson take provisional pole as of now with a 126.9 on the softs. Electric Blade snatches it from him with a 126.8.
And yet we're seeing Tiger NASCAR, who's currently up in 5th with a 128.1. Joker with a 128.1 as well. But yet the top three that we're seeing is Freedom Flyer, Jackson Altman, and Electric Blade. That could change within the next maybe probably about 10, maybe 5 minutes in this one-shot qualifying.
Here comes Heredia to the line. It's P4 with a 127.7. on the medium tires for the Aston Martin.
And yet we're seeing Electric Blade. He's currently out on the softs. It seems like right now the softs would be your best bet. But then again, these drivers...
We have a caution in Sector 2.
I think that's
it is a spin.
Oh, who's fun?
I believe that would be...
I think
that would be Tiger.
Tiger NASCAR? Oh!
Yeah. Someone was around. One of the AlphaTauris in Sector 2.
That could be the case, but yet I'm not going to go ahead and be wrong on that. It looks like Tiger might be slowing down, so he might have a tough lap here as we see your current top 5: Electric Blade, Jackson Altman, Freedom Flyer, Riley, and the Heredia God, with Joker being 6th, Tiger being 7th, Videsh, correct me if I'm wrong, in 8th, Dallin in 9th, and Hayes Clay in 10th.
I think for the broadcast sake, we're just going to need to address him as V.
V, yeah,
or something like that.
I agree. Yeah.
I'll call him V.
Yeah, I'll call him V as well. Looks like Tiger NASCAR is coming down, as well as the rest of these drivers. I think they're okay with the lap unless they want to make some changes.
And here comes the guy that most of these people have been waiting for, to see if the pace is still there in the new Mercedes ride. For the first time, you're seeing Season 2 champion Killer out on track here as he's warming up the tires, getting ready for his outlap. Can he snag provisional pole from the Williams of Electric Blade?
And yet they only have less than 12 minutes left, and before time starts running out for them. So yet, things get really tense here at one shot qualifying, and you'll see why here in the next few minutes, because Killer is currently out, starting to warm up the tires, getting prepared for his qualifying lap.
And that's kind of a smart move here, as you see a lot of the guys with Soaps, Chemical Ninja, Captain Dead Dad, Latifi, T-Bird, all staying in, letting the other guys clean the track up so they can go in and get one run. The risk with that being is there's no guarantee with how clear the track is going to be later in the session. You're going to get two fast laps in. And I know that this is not an issue in Bahrain because we're in a desert, but in other tracks, rain might come in late in the session and allow the guys who went out first to get way better times. And that's how you see some of the mixed up grids that you see in the game as well as in real life. But rain not an issue here as of yet. I don't expect it to be since, like I said, we're in the middle of a desert.
Yep.
But
And
Killer starts his outlap here.
Yeah, Killer starting his outlap here at Sector 1. And yeah, we're about to see how the Season 2 champ does. I mean, you don't want to make any mistakes. You don't want to be able to take those tires over the rumble strips. You've got to be careful, or else you will not be able to get your lap in.
There's a lot of pressure for these guys who stand out later because they know this might be the only fast lap that they get in the session.
I think those who just had their laps are definitely keeping an eye out on Killer, and yet Mr. C. Masopes. Something happened to Masopes. Whoa.
Masopes is gone. Masopes has retired the car.
He retired the car. I don't know what happened, but yet Masopes would end up starting dead last in this race. Wow, I did not expect that out of the McLaren owner. Killer's starting to get a really good sector 2 here. Looks like someone's letting him go by. That would be Singh.
I'm not sure what happened to Masopes there. Perhaps an unfortunate, maybe a mechanical failure. That does happen in this game sometimes.
We'll see, but yet Killer is about to cross the start-finish line. Where is he going to start after this lap? He is going to be. He is currently going to be in probably about maybe the top 6. Or did the lap not started yet?
He must have invalidated his lap.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering as well. It probably must have validated, so... Oh, Sector 1? Probably slowed down. Okay. And it looks like there's a couple of drivers that are on their out lap right now. We see Freedom Flyer. We see Riley, Always Joker, Dallin, Hayes Clay, and Darluna, and of course Nicholas, who's making his F1 debut after an incredible race in F2 this past Monday. You guys can check it out here on our YouTube channel.
Latifi on an outlap in the Red Bull. This is his first outlap.
Killer does not want to make any mistakes right now. He knows he needs to get his time in.
You know, this is probably going to be his last shot, perhaps, at a fast lap.
Time is running out on these drivers. We're about less than coming up to the 8-minute mark here.
As of right now, it looks like the Williams is still on provisional pole of Electric Blade. Here comes Latifi.
Here comes Killer.
We have Fistbister jumping both of the McLarens.
And Killer's gonna be starting 5th.
Killer in 5th with a 127. Here comes Latifi. That is I believe, an invalidated lap.
So he's currently still in 17th. We see Captain Dead Dad on his outlap. I'm gonna keep an eye on Fistbuster here, who's currently on his outlap.
Keep an eye on Always Joker coming through the final turn for his second outlap of the session. Can he beat his time of a 128 coming to the line?
Chemical Ninja.
It's Chemical Ninja on pole. What can Joker do? As it looks like he invalidated his lap as well. So now the Ferrari of Chemical Ninja, Ferrari's hitting 1-3 right now.
Ferrari's looking good at this point, and if you're Mayhem tomorrow, you're definitely liking what you're seeing right now.
I believe Jackson's the owner of Ferrari.
Oh, Jackson, I thought, my bad. Sorry, it's been a while, y'all.
It's been a while. But if you are Mayhem, you do like what you see because your car's Tiger in 4th, Freedom in 5th. Freedom have a very impressive showing here in the qualifying session.
Exactly. I definitely do agree with you there, partner.
Already on another outlap. We'll see how he can do going into Sector 2. On the softs, no. Is he on the softs? It looks like he's on the softs, but the game's saying he's on the mediums.
Wait,
No,
wait,
he's on
who?
the softs. He's on
Who?
the softs. Already is on the softs now for an outlap. See if he can best the Ferraris up at the front. Time to beat right now is a 1:26.5 as Latifi puts it 9th with a 1:27.6.
He finally got his lap in after and validated the first lap, and yet this is like the second time's the charm for Nicholas, as we're seeing right here with a 1:27.6.
And once again, you look at guys like Joker and Allen and Clay, they may not have that good of a time right now, but they are on the medium compound, and that's going to last them a lot longer than these guys who have to start on the softs. Remember, you have to start on the compound that you qualified on, so maybe a strategy game being played by those guys right there.
As
here comes Heredia around the final corner.
As we approach to the 6-minute mark here within this one-shot qualifying. After this, we will go live for the big Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's going to be an exciting race. I'm very excited. Hellstate's excited, and yet we're glad that you two guys took the time out of your day or night to be able to get a chance to join us in this incredible race that we have in store for you guys.
And I believe Heredia invalidated his lap again. Is now Electric Blade trying to come back out, seeing if he can best spoil the Ferrari party at the front. As Freedom is out, Freedom is retired. He is satisfied with his lap at 1:27.058.
I wouldn't really retire, considering the fact that you still have a little bit of time left to be able to try to be able to top the lap that you just made. But whatever Freedom Flyer has in store,
he did only put one lap on the softs. There goes Riley as well.
Yeah.
So drivers starting to be satisfied with their lap. Remember, you've got to save your compound as much as possible. You don't want to risk running out of tires during the race.
Have to see Heredia God currently up in Sector 2. And we'll see how it goes for him whenever he gets to the start-finish line. Can he be able to take advantage of a better lap?
Clay up into P4. The Haas with a 1:26.879 up into P4. Killer on another outlap now going down the long straight. Entering 2.
Heredia
gets pole
with a
provisional pole.
1:26.4.
Provisional pole for the Aston Martin, 1:26.4.
Wow.
As now Joker goes P4 in the McLaren.
Fistbuster
second in the Alpine. What has happened here? Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen a massive shakeup of the grid with little time remaining in the session here.
You know,
that's got to be infuriating for guys like Freedom. You know, he got satisfied with his lap. He retired in 5th. Now he's down to P9.
You know, I gotta say this though, Hill State, in the first live stream in the F1 series of 2022, I'm glad I got my Mountain Dew on this one because this is going to be interesting.
I swear you're sponsored by them or something. Y'all gotta be. There's gotta be some kind of NIL deal or something.
Hey, I can't help it. I mean, they have new flavors, so I mean, that's what I'm currently drinking right now, bro.
There you go. As we see Killer coming around, is it enough to knock some guys off the top? Here he comes to the line, and it is an invalidated lap again.
And he's only got about less than 3 minutes left here at this one-shot qualifying. And we see a lot of the drivers who are currently going on their outlap. We see
T-Bird in the Haas.
We see
this is his first lap of the session.
T-Bird already got a lap in, which is 1:27.3. And then we see Darludo on his outlap.
He must have strapped on a new set of softs.
I'm going to keep an eye on Darludo in this one. We'll keep an eye on all 3, maybe all 4, man. We see Tiger NASCAR, who's currently out
Clay
as well.
has retired. Electric has retired. It seems like if you're in the pits right now, you're going to have a hard time getting another lap in as Captain Dead Dad goes as well.
And yet we have less than 2 minutes left. Heredia got already retired. He said, you know, I already got the fastest lap, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just enjoy my time, eat some honey buns, maybe drink some Pepsi. As we see Tiger NASCAR get ready to start his lap, and we'll see what he can do. Can he be able to get up to the top 3 with less than 2 minutes left?
will he even be able to get around is if you cross the line after the timer hits 0, you are allowed to complete the lap you're currently on, but if you don't, you are called off track. So we'll see if those guys can make it around in time. I think currently they should have plenty of time, but these guys in the pit sitting there right now are probably out of time as their lap is final.
They currently are, as we see a couple of drivers that are retired from their one-shot qualifying. They feel confident enough, but yet that's when the last minute gets really interesting in the whole state, as we got less than a minute and 20 seconds left. Killer retired, so yeah, he's okay with his 8th place start.
Ninja and Joker also out laps now, trying to get another lap in. Allen is out on an out lap here, coming down the backstretch. Can the Williams? He's on the soft tires. Can he possibly? He's going to get around, it seems, here. He'll have a shot to go for a lap.
As we see Tiger NASCAR get ready to go up into Sector 3. He's got some drivers in front of him, but yet I'm pretty sure. Oh, whoa, that was close. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, the Ferrari.
Oh.
Did it mess him up?
No, it didn't.
Will it cost him?
Hopefully it didn't, but yet.
Red flag. Red flag in Sector 2.
What?
Or no, that's just invalidated.
That's just
so Tiger's invalidated his lap.
That is not
maybe
good for Tiger.
Because of the Ferrari, he had to swerve, and maybe the stewards awarded a penalty because of that.
And yet the time is winding down with less than 20 seconds left.
Now is on a lap. Will Ninja and Joker get to the line in time? It's going to be close. I believe Ninja is over in time. Will Joker get there? It's going to be very close.
Well, Electric get there, and he should.
Here he comes.
And he does.
And did Joker make it? I don't think so. It's showing the checkered flag to the McLaren.
And yet, Phase Electric's still out there, so yet, as well as Chemical Ninja. Let's see what
Chemical Ninja, Tiger, Latifi, Allen, and Electric all still on a lap here. As that is unfortunate for Joker. About 2 seconds soon and he would have been allowed to continue his lap, but he has shown the checkered flag.
Let's see what Phase Electric can do here. He's currently up in Sector 1. This will be possibly his final lap. As you see something going on in Sector 2, but yet Electric shouldn't have to worry about that. He's got about less than 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Coming across the line, Allen, P13 with a 127.1.
That's all he can be able to do at this point, but yet let's see what Phase Electric can do. Less than 2 minutes left. He's currently in Sector 3. I see Joker still behind him. Is he still racing?
Latifi into the pits. I don't know. Game has showed him the checkered flag. Tiger is into the pits.
As we see, Phase Electric in Sector 3. Joker's right behind him. I don't know if that's what it is.
Ninja has a broken front wing.
Ninja does?
Chemical Ninja broke his front wing sometime. He's just going to limp it across the line as he will maintain P3. That could have been catastrophic had that been an earlier lap.
And Phase Electric did move up a couple of spots. He will start in 16th. And yet,
I believe that is the final grid.
This could be the final grid. I agree.
Yeah, I believe that is the final grid here.
With less than under a minute left here at Bahrain, and yet, okay, we're officially done.
The grid is final.
The grid is final. What a one-shot qualifying we had. As we see, the Already God, Fistbuster, and Chemical Ninja, your top 3. Rounding out the top 10 is Always Joker, Jackson Altman, Electric Blaze, Dara Luna, Hayes Clay, Killer XL, and Tiger NASCAR. Whew, what a one-shot qualifying it was there, Hell State. That was intense. As we get ready to head to the Bahrain Grand Prix here live for Season 3 and the Hennessy Performance League F1 Series. And make sure you guys tune in. We have the F2 Series on Monday. And, of course, we return with some NASCAR racing, the trucks next Thursday. And, of course, our doubleheader next Thursday in the Xfinity and Cup. You guys do not want to miss out on all things Hennessy Performance League. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel as we get things ready for the grid. Hail State, you still there, buddy?
Yep.
All right, I didn't hear anything. I was like, wait, is my broadcast partner good? Okay. Yep, thank you there, Hail State.
Hey, Red.
Alrighty, and yet you see the predicted pit stop strategies. It's looking to be really interesting, and as we get ready, this will be the pace lap for all of our drivers here at Bahrain. Heredia God gonna be starting up front with Fistbuster in second, Chemical Ninja third, Joker fourth, Jackson Altman fifth, Electric Blade in sixth, Garluno seventh, Hayes Clay, Killer XL, and of course rounding out the top 10, Tiger NASCAR, and not Heredity. Hell say, I want to be able to get your opinion on all of our drivers before we get things going here.
We will see, as it is a mad dash into Bahrain, into turn number 1, as that is a heavy braking zone, straight into the left-hander of turn 2 onto the long back straight. So we will see, what will drivers do? Will they go 3, maybe even 4 wide off the start, or will they try to keep it civil and keep their cars intact for the remainder of the race? We will see if we get an early safety car. Usually it comes within the first 3 laps when everyone is bunched together, as we see Heredia going through, leading the field up into Sector 3 on the wrong sweeping right-hander.
Yeah.
That has caused so many spin-outs. You know, if you get too much heat in the tires, you go around that corner too fast, you're spinning out. So we'll see if that affects any of the drivers tonight as they go to the long back stretch of Sector 3.
Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the one thing we're going to be keeping an eye on is Sector 1, where we have that really short turn after, the green lights drop, and yet we'll see how it goes for our field. And yet the question is who has the most patience out of the field, as we see everyone getting ready, getting the grid fouled up and getting ready to get things going together, ladies and gentlemen.
We are moments away from 5 red lights as another exciting season of Hennessy Performance F1 gets kicked off, as Heredia will lead us to green with Fistbuster right beside him. Tongue-tied.
And we'll see how it goes, and yet it's going to be a great race. Good luck to all of the drivers, and yet for those who are tuning in, this is the Bahrain Grand Prix, sponsored by Hennessy Performance League, and yet we're about to get things underway.
Here we go. As the drivers head to 5 red lights, and we're underway for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Here we go.
Fistbuster with a good start off the line, but Heredia maintains the lead. We see some guys, the Haas shifting it up to Alfa Romeo with a dangerous cut. They're going 3, they're going 4. Fistbuster dives the inside. Heredia is able to keep the lead. Now the Ferrari peeking up to the McLaren. The Alpine trying to go around the outside, but Heredia closes the line. Now the Ferrari, he makes it 3. Chemical Ninja now up side by side as they head down into Sector 2. No one is around in turn 1, as I believe there was some contact between perhaps a McLaren in the back, as now Chemical Ninja overtakes Heredia into the long twisty turns of Sector 2. What a start. We are clean for the most part here, as we see some stacking behind as the Williams of Electric Blade tries to go around Joker.
Predicted pit stop strategy, it could be potentially on lap 7 to lap 9. We will keep an eye on that, but yet it is Chemical Ninja who took a really interesting turn to be able to take the lead away from Heredia God. Chemical Ninja is looking really, really good out there in that Ferrari, as we head to check things out in the back with Fistbuster and Jackson Altman battling out for 3rd place.
Look at the Mercedes Masopes. He started dead last, now up to P15, up 5 spots on the restart. Caution! There's a retirement. It's T-Bird in the Haas.
T-Bird. Oh, man.
Virtual safety car deployed. What happened to T-Bird?
I had no idea, but yet that's going to change. I don't think it should change the pit stop strategies, but we'll see. Our virtual safety car, first time of the night here at Bahrain, and yet it is T-Bird who is unfortunately out. I'm going to keep an eye on any guys in the back, see if they have any damage. But yet the question is, Hell State, do you think you need to pit this early?
Well, Dead Dad sure thinks so. He is already into pit lane. As sitting in P19, there's not really much he can lose. Maybe he tries the alternate strategy here as he puts on another fresh set of mediums, as We shall see off the restart. This is going to get very interesting here as the virtual safety car is lifted.
Already,
and Captain
wow.
Dead is left stranded in the pits.
That is a bad time, bad strategy. But then again, he could have got damaged for what happened between him and T-Bird. I don't really know, but yet that could be the case.
Heredia over a second away from our leader, Chemical Ninja.
Heredia is chasing down Chemical right now as we speak. They're currently up in Sector 2, and yet we're seeing the patience that Heredia God has, but yet keeping an eye on the Fistbuster. He is slowly approaching up to Heredia God as we see the McLaren, I believe, and the Always Joker machine.
Once again, very tight corners racing for P2 through about P6 here. Both the Williams, the McLaren, the Ferrari of Altman.
And then, I don't know what happened to Hell State, but yet, keeping that in mind, we're seeing right now the battle for the lead, and yet we see Chemical Ninja with the fastest lap, but yet that could change with a 131, and yet race control, DRS enabled.
DRS is enabled on lap 3. Sorry, folks, I had.
They're good, and yet Fistbuster is slowly trying to.
Oh, Joker off the track a little bit.
Oh,
he keeps it corralled.
He saved it though. He saved it. As you see, he's trying to be able to battle out, and yet look at Chemical Ninja. I mean, he is on a roll right now. After being able to make it to the lead, he's just enjoying his lead with nobody's sight. But yet, you got someone trying to be able to chase down.
Flyer. Freedom dropping heavily to P18.
Oh, he must have spun.
As it seems as he spun.
But yet, he's okay. He saved it though, and yet we still get back to racing.
I gotta say, there are so many drivers using the default number 2 driver. As you know, it is not bad for a number 2 driver. If you know, you know.
And already God looking like he's about to pull away from Fistbuster, but yet Fistbuster, if he can be able to make the amount of adjustments, he should be able to catch up to Heredia God. But he's got some trouble right behind him, and always Joker.
Joker definitely trying to breathe on that. But we have another caution. Freedom's off again.
Yeah, he is well off pace. I think he's currently up in Sector 3, I believe.
The heat on the tires must have caused him that spin.
Tough break for Freedom Flyer, but yet hopefully he can be able to stay out. Meanwhile, we see Captain Dead Dad. I believe he's in Sector 3 as well. You're seeing Chemical Ninja enjoying his lead right now with nobody in front of him or behind him, but yet Heredia God is chasing him down though. As we see,
we have another caution. Not sure what that all was about, but I guess there was maybe some debris.
Sector 2, Sector 3, something's going on. I don't really know, but yeah, we're trying to...
May have been some debris left over from when Freedom spun. I guess the stewards have got it cleaned up. That was quick.
Yeah, as we see, Freedom Flyer dropped 2 spots down to V, and yet he's trying to be able to catch up to Singh for 16th. Alright, Allen's trying to be able to chase down Masobes. They're battling out for 14th place right now. Something happened in Sector 2, Sector 3.
Again? Oh.
I don't really know what's going on, but yet we're trying to be able to keep up to what's happening. There you see Darludo trying to be able to pass Hayes Clay.
Oh, the Mercedes is off. Masobes is off.
Where's that at? Sector 3?
No front wing. He got no wing.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
He's going to have to come down to pits, don't you think?
He was looking so good. Yes, it's basically impossible to keep these cars on pace without a wing.
And yeah, you're seeing it right there. He was battling out with Dowling for 14th.
That is some nasty luck for a guy who started from the back of the grid and was up to P14, jumped 6 spots off the start, and now he's going to lose most of them. He might get captain. We have a time penalty for Fistbuster, multiple warnings. That's 3 seconds as Joker is clear of him anyway. Joker into the podium spots, but Fistbuster must be... Oh, there's some contact! Contact! Does he have damage to his wing?
No, he should be good, but yet Fistbuster made some contact to the back of Always Joker, and yet...
Oh, the other McLaren! V! What happened to V?
I don't know.
He must have spun.
But yet, a lot of things is happening right now. In just the first 5 laps, we already had a virtual safety car. We got back going, and then all of a sudden, everyone started spinning out or having issues.
Yeah, as we see Heredia, he has tracked down the gap from 2 seconds to now about 1.1. He is trying to hunt down Chemical Ninja and at least get close enough to where maybe he can pull off the undercut or the overcut in the first round of pit stops.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show everyone the mini maps. I had a request, and so let's go ahead and show you guys the full track map.
The McLaren of is up to 16th now, as we have another pitter, Fist Buster coming in. Perhaps he got wing damage from that collision with Joker that we saw in Sector 2. As he does, he's replacing his wing.
Yeah, you're correct. I think we're going to need to have the mini-map out so we won't miss out on what happened. But, yeah, we see T-Bird has finally left the session. But, so yeah, you called it. Now. You called it with Fistbuster making some sort of contact, having some wing damage, and then, of course, losing a lot of spots right now. And, of course, we're seeing what's happening with Hayes Clay. He lost a spot to Nicholas.
Latifi making up some spots as well, and a very impressive debut for him so far. We know he's good in the F1. I believe he won the F2 race exhibition at Bahrain. So we know he's very skilled with these cars.
Something happened in Sector 2, and yet it looks to be... I don't know if it could be
the Williams of Allen? Does it look like? It looks like the Williams of Allen is off.
And Captain Dead Dad's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I don't really know what happened to him. Let's go ahead and check out Captain Dead Dad.
Yeah, Allen went off there. Seems like it is a very slick track here. As to start as
Sector
many
2,
drivers having issues.
Yeah, I think it looks like to be...
Oh, we're going to have a lunge down the inside, a little bit of contact, but Freedom takes that spot from Allen as he's trying to get back up to speed. We have Electric Blade overtaking Joker for the podium spot. The Williams, we have 3, 4, and 5. They're kind of under a blanket here. Electric Blade, Joker, and Jackson Alton in the Ferrari. They're all 3, 4, 5, and they're all under a blanket racing currently for the last podium spot. But they are an inch closer to the leaders. I've noticed as they kind of establish a slipstream train now. If you don't know what that is where basically all the cars sit in a line and gain slipstream from each other and are able to catch up at rapid pace. Not a lot of passing can go on outside of the stream, but if you want to make up some time and work with those around you, it is a very effective way to get up back to the front and gain positions on other cars, as we see that tactic working out a little bit there for those three.
I think there might be some contact being made. I don't really know, but it's all cleared up. But yet, just imagine right now in Jackson Altman's situation, he's got a teammate leading the race, and yet he's currently outside of the podium. And just imagine what type of statement Ferrari can make in the first race of the new season.
I just want to update. Allen is out of the pits. Oh, there's another caution.
Everything's all good from what I've seen on the full map. Very thankful that this game has that, so we can be able to check out the situations on the racetrack. Sector 2 looks like to be nothing.
I believe those are just debris cautions, but I believe that that's nothing major. The stewards have cleaned it up.
And stewards must be really fast on that debris cleanup. But yeah,
I guess so.
We see more debris.
This is actually a spin. Freedom is slow. He's broken his wing.
I don't know if that's again, but yet, here comes Fistbuster right behind him. But yet, Freedom Flyer's going to end up having to come down to the pits.
Virtual safety car. Virtual safety car deployed.
Something happened, I guess. I don't really know. Did you see it?
Freedom almost had to come to a complete stop there as he stopped kind of on track. I don't know. The stewards made the call. Was it the right call? We will never know. As we know, the inconsistencies of the FIA is quite prevalent in this game as well as in real F1. So as Freedom comes down for a new wing, virtual safety car is deployed, and that will bunch everyone up kind of again.
Yeah. And yet, I will go ahead and say this. I'm going to take the mini-map off real quick. I hope you guys don't mind that. But yet, this race is already intense enough. In we're not even less than 10 laps. Just 8 laps in, we've seen a lot of intensity, a lot of spinning. I mean, obviously, it could be the track where it could be slipped out there.
I just want to give a quick shout out here to Masopes. He fought his way up at the start, crashed, had no wing, and then got the pits, and now he's back up to P15 already. So this shows the improvement of speed you see from Masopes.
Freedom Flyer driving
Flyer with the drive-through, speeding under the virtual safety car,
and
as we are back under green.
DRS enabled, so yet, and yes, let's go ahead and get back into racing here. We see Chemical Ninja.
Ninja coming to pit.
He's coming down the pits, and yet Heredia is going to be able to take the lead. I don't know what happened with Chemical Ninja.
Along with Electric Blade.
This
Killer also heading into pit lane.
Fistbuster with a 3-second time penalty.
Another 3-second penalty for Fistbuster.
And he cannot have any penalties. He was running so good. Currently was up in the top 5. And as we see, another caution, so to speak.
Oh, there's cautions all over the place. What is going on?
Yep, I need to get the track map out. Something's happening.
Yes, folks, we are unsure why these yellow flags come out, but it appears the stewards have determined an unsafe environment. Darludo with a 3-second penalty. He was running in P4 now. As the caution comes out, does this benefit the guys that went down pit road right there, or does this give them a disadvantage? I think it benefits them because now everyone's supposed to be going slower.
I mean,
and now they're on fresher tires.
I gotta say, yeah, it's supposed to make everyone go slow, but yet I'm gonna try to be able to see if I can be able to have some sort of interesting situation. As we see the amount of stops, we've seen Chemical Ninja on his first stop, and we've seen a lot of these drivers. The only one that's not made their first stops of the evening is those first 8 drivers, and of course in last place with V. And yet, go ahead and show you guys the tire situation with Heredia. He is still using the softs, and yet we've seen a couple of drivers. But yeah, it is the first through 8th that is on those softs / mediums.
Darludo into pit.
As we see, Freedom Flyer is going to have a drive-through penalty. You're only seeing two 3-second penalties from both Darludo and Captain Dead Dad. The only person that has a 6-second penalty is Fistbuster.
I believe if Freedom does not come in and serve it within 3 laps, he must retire the car. So he needs to come in and serve that as soon as possible. Or maybe it's being discussed to possibly take that away, but I don't think you can do that in this game because it will disqualify the car. That's an unfortunate break for Freedom.
He's going to have to be able to come down, and he does.
Freedom is in. Wow.
And you see Chemical Ninja trying to be able to make his way back up. We've seen the position change. They're side by side. Darludo and Chemical Ninja. Contact being made from Chemical Ninja.
Chemical Ninja's probably saying, why are you trying to hold me up? You've got penalties, and I've got to go push for the lead.
He is not letting Chemical Ninja go by.
He is not going to let him by. I guess you want to be in front of every car you can in case of a caution. I don't know. We will see how not only these 2 drivers view it, but the public view it. You know, should you let a driver, if you're a driver with many penalties and you know a guy's pushing for the win behind you, do you let him pass? I'd say later in the race, maybe, but especially on this lap.
Not letting him go by.
Not letting him go by. Aggressive blocking. I don't know about all this, but I do know that Darludo is a very fast racer, so he's not going to let it as he pulls to the right. No, he's not letting him by.
What is going on?
As we have some pit stops from Joker, Tiger, Electric, and Jackson, and now they're side by side.
I am not letting go of this lead right now. I mean, this is getting really interesting.
As it seems as Chemical has made the pass on the Alfa Romeo.
I'm keeping an eye out.
That will help Heredia there as Chemical was almost held up behind Darludo for almost a lap.
And yet, Freedom Flyer with another 3-second time penalty. That should be the next. He should be the next driver with 6-second time penalties right now, so to speak. Another caution up in Sector 2. We're still going green at this time. But yet, your top 3 right now, it is Heredia, it is Nicholas, it is Riley, your 2 Red Bulls, and of course, the Aston Martin. So we see another amount of cautions.
I'm going to watch Chemical Ninja here as he tries to push his way from the back or from the midfield rather.
As we see, he's got Hayes Clay right in front of him. Heredia God is currently up in pits. That should give Nicholas the lead, and it will.
Latifi to the lead. Will Riley come into pit as well?
And he does. I want to read a comment from Nobes, who's currently checking out our live stream. He said, Heredia sweats every game. Shout out to Nobes right there. And I know you're definitely watching, and I appreciate all of you guys for watching the Hennessy Performance League F1 series at the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've seen a lot of different lead changes. We've seen a safety car. We've seen some aggressive driving, so to speak. Hell State, what are you seeing out here in this race, man? This is getting really intense.
This is getting very intense. Chemical Ninja up to P6 as he's cleared the house of Clay. And now his teammate Altman. Will he fight or will he sort of take it easy on him? We shall see.
I mean, we'll see, but yet, if you know your teammate's faster than you, and I say it's going to let him go by, but at the same time, you don't want to be able to lose Heredia God, as we see the top three, which is Nicholas in the Red Bull. We see Electric Blaze and the AlphaTauri, and of course, we see the McLaren and always Joker, and we see Heredia God and the Aston Martin.
As we have V-Dash coming through here. He's going to go a lap down, I believe. He's already not a lap down.
Oh, God. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there is some contact.
Yeah, there is some contact between V-Dash and Heredia God.
Heredia?
Sorry about that, y'all.
Don't know what that was all
about. Oh, V-Dash.
V-Dash is off. Is that going to...
Debris.
Oh, and there's contact. Contact with... I believe Chemical Ninja. I don't know. It seems like everyone's car might be okay besides V-Dash, of course.
I mean, check on Chemical Ninjas, but yet we see a battle of change between Jackson Altman and Heredia God, and yet Jackson Altman's going to take 4.
Yeah.
That was intense right there. Is Chemical Ninja all good?
His wing looks fine, but of course... Fistbuster's wing looked fine too, and he had to come into pit, so I am not sure.
Don't really know what's happening with my
That would be really bad for Chemical Ninja.
Look at all these cars. I mean, these are really intense.
And if you're Latifi, you love to see this. You're 15 seconds up the road watching all these cars battle each other. I mean, he's sitting pretty right now. He's stretching the mediums. You know, if he pits, he'll probably lose the lead, definitely, but he will be right there to fight with him.
And Electric Blaze, who has made an impact, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is his F1 debut, and he is looking pretty good out there. As we see Jackson Altman with the fastest lap with a 129. And yet Jackson Altman passes Joker for 3rd. And you see contact being made between him and Jackson Altman.
We know these two go far back. There's been some incidents on track between the two drivers, even in preseason testing. So is there any racing animosity left over between the two? I guess we're about to find out, as Joker looks like he does not want to lose this position.
I do too there, Nodes. He said, I wish NASCAR 5 had this for overlay for streams. I wish too, because this is incredible. Lap 14 out of 29 with their leader and with Nicholas up in the lead.
Spin! That is Riley. Riley is spun.
Wow. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, but that's breaking. That's unfortunate for Riley, who was sitting in the top 3 before he pit. Now, sitting in P14, trying to warm the tires back up. He does have a bit of a gap to the next car, which is Dead Dad, but still a very unfortunate turn of events for the 48 Red Bull.
As we see 3 cars under a blanket for 3rd place right now. You're seeing Jackson, you're seeing Joker, you're seeing Heredia, and it is Jackson who is enjoying this 3rd place spot. And yet, at the end of the race, we'll get a chance to interview these 3 drivers who finished podium after this race tonight. So make sure you guys tune in because it's gonna be a lot of fun. Get a chance to interview the winner and for those who finished 2nd and 3rd. As we see, V with a 5-second penalty exceeded track limits.
Freedom is out.
Could that be a
Was that a crash or was that just a retirement? It seems like he stopped on the track. He stopped on the track.
He did. That's gonna be a safety car.
Perhaps. No,
I don't guess so.
He might have pulled off. There's caution.
Well, I mean, he's not really in the way of the drivers, so yet I think everything should be all good. So yeah, we're still going.
I think we're going to keep it going. Unfortunate for Freedom. You know, he had such a promising qualifying session, putting it provisional P5. He retired a bit early, got him down to P9, but then so many spins and so many penalties, having to replace a wing, and he's out of the race. That is unfortunate break for the AlphaTauri driver. But I'll definitely look for him to sign on to an F1 B Division team somewhere and be a very, very good contender down in B Division. Potentially, maybe we'll see him back on the F1 grid someday.
I do want to acknowledge something. Look at the 4 cars that are battling for 2nd place. This is really intense right now. Electric Blaze, Jackson Altman, Joker, and Heredia. This is a really great driving from our top 5 right now. You see it out here. Here comes Jackson Altman.
I believe if the race were to end right now, Ferrari would take the lead in the Constructors' Championship.
And look at Jackson Altman with the move over the Williams Racing driver in Electric Blaze. They're side by side. Look at the beautiful view that we're getting. The helicopter cam. The battle is just incredible right now. But yet Joker is waiting on that right moment.
Yeah, Altman up into P2 here.
Nicholas is gone.
And Nicholas has checked out. All the gap has been reduced since they split up. The gap has been cut down by a second. You just wonder when Latifi will make his pit stop and where will he come out. Because as of right now, if Latifi has to pit, which he definitely will, this is the battle for the lead.
And yet,
once he pits.
As we see the drivers that are currently out on their tires, Latifi is out there with the longest in his mediums. He's been running on the mediums for the past 15 laps ever since the start of the race. So I'm interested to see when is he coming down to the pits. Captain Dead Dad retires.
Dead Dad is out.
I'll check the track map real quick.
Safety car! Safety car is deployed!
Wow.
Safety car is deployed as we see a lot of takers coming to pit road.
Now the question is, what are you going to do under the safety car? We see a lot of
Seems
drivers.
like P2 to about P11. Pit road is very busy. We will see who comes out in front.
And Latifi's still out there.
Yeah, I would think that he would probably come in under the safety car, surely. But now the gap's 30. He could pit possibly, and if the Red Bull crew is as good as advertised, he could come out in the lead.
That could be the case.
That is over a 40-second gap he's got right now. And they've got to stay under speed to catch the safety car.
As we see everyone, we see about from 12th down to 14th come down, and yet they'll have to be able to catch up. We'll go ahead and bring out the track back for you guys to keep you guys up to date on where our leader is. He's currently in Sector 3. He's got 2 drivers right in front of him. But yet the question is, when is he going to be able to come down this time? Hill State, what do you think?
Remember, there is a mandatory stop, so 0 stop is not possible coming off the final corner. And I believe he is going to duck for pit road. Latifi is in.
He's got to be
Maybe this was a smart move. He is now in there all alone besides the 2 cars in front of him. Not a lot of interference here as the rest of the pack heads through the little stretch on Sector 2. That soft tires going on, and he's going to come out in the lead.
Wow. As we see a glitch right there, that is a V-dash. I don't know what that is about.
I don't know what.
Yeah, do you see that too?
I do see that. I don't know what that is all about, but I do know If you're Latifi, you're loving life right now. For sure.
If you're Riley, you're loving life right now, considering the fact you have a really great driver in the lead.
That's for certain. Latifi can wheel the thing in F1 and I'm sure in NASCAR. I'm very excited to see him race in NASCAR as well as F1.
I'm very excited, and I will tell you this, though. We raced here this past Monday in the F2 Series, and yet he was incredible. He showed what type of driver he is, and he's definitely proven that here tonight at Bahrain Grand Prix. You guys are watching the F1 Series. It's sponsored by Hennessy Performance League. Up in the booth is Hell State and Code Red Do. Hell State, what a race we've seen, man.
But I do remember pre-race, I pointed out, whoever stretches their first set of tires the longest will be in the best position late in the race. Latifi stretched his tires the longest, and now he pits and he stays in the lead with fresh softs. It's going to be very hard to get him off this restart here. But that might be their only chances. Latifi's going to run away. We're going to be on lap 19, as I believe we might have another safety car lap, as the field is still pretty bunched out.
I mean, right now they're currently trying to be able to get the field together. So yeah, we're currently waiting on everyone. So I don't know if they have to wait with Dallin and V, but V is the only driver that is a lap down right now. Yes, I can. I will check the tires for you guys. One thing I love about this game is that you're seeing the stops, and yet the only driver that was out the longest was Captain Dead Dad, who unfortunately had an incident. So yet, we'll see how it goes. The only driver that's currently out there with the longest is Soaps in the mediums with only 3 laps. I'm going to show you guys the penalties. Fistbuster with the most penalties, out with 11. Darludo, and with the only driver with left only 3. And then here's the stops. We've only seen about best was 2 stops, 1 with 3. And of course, Nicholas making his only stop.
As yes, another safety car lap.
Currently waiting on the field to get together. Yes, that is Latifi.
This is going to be the mad dash that we looked for.
That is Latifi. It is Latifi, Jackson Altman, Electric Blaze. Your top 3 Joker already got rounding out the top 5. And of course, rounding out the top 10 is Darludo, Tiger NASCAR, Season 2 champ, Killer XL, Hayes Clay, and of course Chemical Ninja, who we saw leading the first part of the race, but yet we'll see what Chemical Ninja can do here as we're trying to be able to get the field bunch back up and running. As we have less than, I believe, 10 laps to go, maybe 11 laps to go. Hopefully can be able to correct me on that.
Yeah. I've just got to say, out of all the pace cars in this game, I think the Aston Martin pace car is the prettiest.
Oh, it is. It's pretty when it's under the lights. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I love the color.
Mercedes, the red one, is all right, but I love the Aston Martin Racing Green on that car. That's a very slick-looking car.
It's a shame you can't be able to get a chance to be able to have the camera on the pace car. That's for sure.
Yeah. Imagine if we had a user pace car driver. The league has experimented with that before in NASCAR. I don't think they'll ever experiment with that again, though.
Oh man, I remember calling my first race, and yet the pace car got taken out, and I was trying not to laugh. It was me and my Soaps, and man, there was some funny stuff.
I want you to find the pace car and hit it. That'd be the only thing you hadn't hit during this race. Days of Thunder.
Also, we have a comment. The white livery for Red Bull looked sick.
The white Red Bull did look sick for the time it was in the game. I believe it was a one-off livery for the Japanese Grand Prix that never happened. So that was unfortunate. The race never happened, but it was still a very slick-looking car.
Hey, we appreciate you guys in the comments. We appreciate y'all for watching this race. And go ahead.
We're going to have another safety car. So I believe we're going to have 10 laps of racing should the safety car come in. Already is dropping. Some people are pitting again.
Already's pitting. Riley's pitting. What is going on?
Perhaps opting for soft tires.
And Heredia did, and looks like so is Riley.
This is going to be big for whoever got the jump down pit road early and put the softs on. I believe everyone should be on softs right now.
I will check real quick. Let me go ahead and see where everyone's at. So far, your top five. So far, your top three. Two out of the three is on softs. Jackson Altman being the only one on mediums, and then in fifth, fifth, sixth, and seventh is on mediums, and of course we see some softs in eighth and 10th. I love this broadcasting booth so much, especially with what we're going to do to show the viewers with tire strategies. This is really fun. 10 laps of racing. This is going to be intense. Y'all better get your Mountain Dews or your popcorn ready because this is going to be 10 laps of intense, action-packed racing.
Time to go. Only penalties we have to worry about are Fistbuster with 11 seconds and Darludo with 3.
All right, so we have a question, and that is, how can you guys run on the F1 series? You guys have to race on the F2 series that has been run on Monday nights for the F2 series. So yeah, if you'd like to get a chance to check that out, make sure you guys message one of the owners. And that safety car is coming in this lap.
Safety car is in.
Hell State, you ready, bud?
It's go time.
I got my Mountain Dew, I got my bottle of water ready. We're about to get things going with the pace car coming in this time.
Driver's getting a little last heat into the tires as we are back underway. Latifi gets a great start.
Great start from Latifi right now, trying to be able to pull away from Jackson Altman. You see the gap between Jackson Altman and Latifi. And then you see Electric Blaze. What can he do?
And he dives into turn 1. Heredia picks up a spot, but nothing much.
Heredia's going to have to be able to work out a lot if he wants to be able to get back up there. And he does. Look at Heredia guide, and yet we see two people with some 3-second time penalties. Tiger, NASCAR, and Sing with some penalties.
That's unfortunate for Tiger. Insane.
Blaze is not letting go of Jackson Altman. Meanwhile, Nicholas Latifi is slowly pulling away. Fistbuster with a penalty, multiple warnings, 3-second time penalty. Thank you, Nose, for that. Looks like somebody got a really fast sector 2 in this one. Let's go. V with a 3-second time penalty. And yet, let's go ahead and check now. Keep an eye on Always Joker. My apologies for that, boss, ladies and gentlemen. But yet, we're seeing Always Joker Nicholas with a really fast lap of 129.2. And here comes Electric Blade. He makes a pass to Jackson Altman, and he does. But
he dives to the inside. Can he complete the pass?
He completed the pass.
He's clear.
What could Jackson Altman do?
Altman's kind of stuck here on the mediums. Perhaps he should have came in and fitted the softs.
And Joker's, and yet we'll see some sort of aggressive driving because these two are no strangers to one another between Joker and Jackson Altman.
Especially with Joker on the softer, faster compound of tires here.
Jackson's not going to let him go.
No, I don't think in this point of the race, unless you're a lap down, your race is over, you don't let anyone go, especially if it's for position.
Chemical Ninja moving up to 2 spots right now. He pretty much restarted in 10th, back up in 8th. Let's go ahead and get back up to this incredible battle that we're seeing. Jackson Altman, Always Joker. We hope you guys are enjoying it in the comments. We are hoping that you guys are enjoying it right now at the Bahrain Grand Prix. This has been a fun race to call. First race of the new season. A lot of different changes, a lot of new faces, and it's definitely paying off. Looks like Electric Blaze with a really fast lap, 128.9. And yet,
As Joker goes for the pass on Altman. Ready to steal his fastest lap. Joker.
contact!
Side by side, contact a little bit. They bang wheels. But Joker is clear into the podium places for now. What will Jackson do? He fights the outside. Chemical Ninja with a 3-second penalty. There's some more contact. They're banging wheels.
Oh boy.
It seems like Joker's going to be able to hold the inside line here going through
Joker!
the Kirby section. Joker's around! The McLaren is around as he gets on the curb.
No, but the Joker...
And it seems like the chance to finish on the podium today for the McLaren driver sadly faded away.
And that's going to move Jackson Altman back to third, and with Darrell Ludo and a lot of drivers moving up the spots.
That is unfortunate.
Wow.
You hate to see a guy who's been running at the front basically the whole race lose it all off of one corner. That's a tough way to lose that one. Still had a shot at a podium spot, maybe even a win if he would have kept on pushing. But that curb, as we've seen several times throughout this game, the curb can be deadly. The curb can giveth and the curb taketh away sometimes, and that time it taketh away.
And yet, you know what to say, Sector 2 can be your best friend, but it can also be your worst enemy. As we see Darrell Ludo, someone who I mentioned, keeping an eye on him, he's up in third.
There's contact, there's contact.
Contact being made from Jackson Altman. He's not letting Darrell Ludo go by. Trying to be able to pass. He clears up, but yet Darrell Ludo does not let him go. Side by side for third. This is for a podium.
Caution. Fistbuster's out. Fistbuster's out. Fistbuster's out. Is there going to be a safety car? Safety car! Safety car is out! Safety car is out! We're going to have a late safety car.
Oh my gosh.
And some of those guys down, perhaps, is Joker, Clay, Electric, Masobes, Riley, Allen, Singh. They still have a chance to not only get into the points, but possibly get into the podium positions if it gets crazy enough. As we see Darrell Ludo and Tiger both affected by penalties. So Killer is currently, would be sitting P4 once we get all bunched up. Could Killer make a dash here? He could possibly take a win if things get crazy enough, which we know we got to expect the unexpected here in the Hennessy Performance League, no matter which track we're at.
And I do want to point this out is that as we're showing you guys the detail of the tires, is that I don't think tires are going to be a factor with these final laps of this race. So everyone should be good, but yet we'll see. But yet we'll show you guys the penalties. We only have a couple of drivers.
Someone's in the pit. Darrell Ludo's into pit. Darrell Ludo's into the pits. Oh, there's a few takers into the pits. Killer.
And yeah, you know
already a Joker. Riley. Singh. Allen. All those guys.
And I was going to say, you know what's really interesting there, Hill State?
What's that?
The only driver that has made one stop is our leader.
That's what happens when you get good strategy and when you get a couple of lucky safety cars, you know. It can work out like this. That's just this sport. You know, you got to nail the strategy and sort of it's kind of a lucky grab who's going to get the safety car breaks. You know, we've seen races go green from the start, and we've also seen safety car field races here.
Let's go ahead and check out the comments.
As I do want to point out, Altman's still opting to stay on the mediums, as well as Darrell Ludo, Tiger, and Chemical Ninja. They all are on mediums here. That's on warm mediums as well, I believe. That's going to kind of create a sort of a wall here for the soft tire drivers to get through.
You know what I'm really interested in? I'm really curious about when we get back to green.
What is that?
The battle between Darrell Ludo and Jackson Altman. That was really interesting. That was
some good stuff.
That was some great stuff. We've seen Darrell Ludo get involved in a lot of intense racing between him and Chemical Ninja, and now him and Jackson Altman. We saw what happened to Always Joker. He was currently down to 12. I mean, this race has gotten really intense. Even if you're, probably in the top 5, you still want to be able to race your guts out just to be able to get up to podium.
Is the safety car in this lap? I don't believe so. We're going to
Not-
have 4 laps of racing left to go. Oh, we got some penalties! Killer Heredia! I've been nailed with some severe collision penalties.
Wow. This is not a great start for the Mercedes team.
The FIA, man, I tell you, they're some menaces sometimes. I mean, they just are.
I know whenever we had the NASCAR draft, someone made a song reference. I'm not about to make one of those references in this situation right now. Man, what a race this is, y'all. And yeah, this is just race 1.
And I know there is an opportunity to serve 5-second penalties in the pits, but I don't believe with the safety car coming in this lap that's a feasible option at this point in the race. I think you just got to race and hope for the best. I mean, that is unfortunate. I don't know if the admin team will look at removing those penalties possibly. I do not know. We will wait and see after the race. Once again, most of these F1 races, sometimes you don't know the results until the day after or even the week after. But that's how it works in Formula 1 too. So just bear with us as we try to publish the results as soon as possible out of the race.
And yet, it's going to be it's going to be a crazy one, because after tonight, we bring you guys more action. It'll be a Hell State. Can you pronounce that track where we're going to next week?
Next week is College Football Championship week, so the F2 and F1 series, or the F2 series, sorry, I believe will be off.
Yeah.
Next week, F1 heads to Imola, I believe.
Imola, yes.
Hold on, let me check out. There might be a break though.
Yes,
Hold on.
That is Imola. It'll be on January 14th. That is next Friday. And then after that, Portugal, then Spain, and of course Monaco.
But guys, we have some rather exciting news I'd like to remind you of. NASCAR season is back. We are on season 4 of Heat 5. We are back here going to Daytona. We have reduced the Cup and Xfinity Series dates to Thursdays only now, so we will open up with Trucks Wednesday from Daytona, and then Thursday Cup and Xfinity from Daytona. Speed weeks, as we'll talk about that a little more later. But for now, is the safety car coming in?
And yet,
it appears that it is. And there's a bad jump for Latifi.
Bad jump for
Field's
Latifi.
bunched up.
But yet, here comes Jackson Altman. He's currently been second.
3 laps. 3 laps of racing left.
This is getting intense. Look at the drivers in the back.
Killer already have 10 and 15 seconds. Oh, Tiger's off.
Oh no. Let's go. Hurry up and get to Tiger.
This is the late race chaos that we told you about from Bahrain.
Oh man. Look at this, guys.
Electric into the podium spots right now, battling with Jackson Altman. These two
are definitely the best of rivals, that's for sure.
Definitely, as Altman's off and Electric is on the softer compound of tires here. We got another caution. Heredia is out. Heredia is out.
Heredia, is that another safety car?
Seems the stewards have deemed it safe, as I believe he might have just retired the car at that point because he had 10 seconds worth of penalties. If Masellas can keep the gap open, he can be up into peak 5 right now. And perhaps with the comeback drive of the race.
Same with only a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, but yet you're seeing the battle. Heredia has left the session, but yet we're still going green. We're still going green this time right now. Nicholas up in the lead. We're seeing Electric Blades in second. Jackson Altman in third. You see the gap between first and second, and yet can Jackson Altman be able to make up to the leaders right now?
The battle for the lead is going to get interesting here. Both guys on softs, Latifi and Electric Blade, Red Bull and Williams.
Red Bull and Williams are getting really, really intense right now. You're seeing Latifi up in front. Something's going on in Sector 1. Joker gets a 3-second time penalty. 2 laps left. It is Latifi. It is Electric Blades. You're seeing what the Williams Racing and Electric Blades can be able to do.
This is going to get good. I think that if you're Electric Blade right here, the move has to come down on the backstretch of 3 or the final lap.
We'll definitely have to see for sure. There you see the gap between Latifi and Electric Blades. You're seeing Jackson Altman right behind him. Killer with a 3-second time penalty.
More penalties. As here we go, coming to the white flag. Electric trying to get some strips stream from Latifi here as we come to the white flag. DRS is enabled on the last lap of the race.
What can Electric Blades do? Time is running out.
Latifi, a little bit of swerve to break the slipstream. Dive into one, no move yet. Can Electric Blade get close enough to make a move? We get another straightaway here coming out of the right-hander.
Latifi's been fast all race, and yet...
Oh, the gap is closing on the straight. I think Electric just has to stick with him and make the move on the backstretch into Sector 3.
Currently up at Sector 2 right now. This is when things can get really interesting right now. Here comes Electric Blaze slowly making his way to Latifi. What can happen on this turn? We'll see.
Both these drivers staying cool, calm, and collected. But there's a lot on the line. The first win of the season and the early lead in the Drivers' Championship on the line here as we go through the left-hander here. No one gets caught out on the curves. Here we go into the sinking right-hander. The backstretch, the gap, under half of a second.
Time's running out for Electric Blaze. What can he do?
Here we go. Down 3.
Jackson Altman.
DRS is out.
The only driver in the field to be able
Their
to make
dive,
one stop.
it's not going to be enough.
Latifi. Here comes Nicholas Latifi. He's going to win it here at Bahrain Grand Prix. Red Bull takes the
Latifi to the
win.
checkered flag. Electric P2. Jackson rounding out the podium spot. Electric P4. Masopes P5. Darludo. Chemical Ninja. Clay, Riley, and Joker.
Talk about a
your
week.
Top 10.
Talk about a week for Nicholas Latifi. Made his debut in F2 and then make a huge statement in F1. Congratulations. And yet driver of the day goes to Masopes. That is awesome. Let's go ahead and try to be able to get our podium into the booth. Hell State, can you help me out with that, buzzer? Wow, what a race. Yes, if this is your first time watching Hennessy Performance League's F1 series, then yeah, you definitely enjoyed great quality racing from all of our drivers, and yet the best is yet to come with what we have in store for you guys come next Friday. What a race! Let's go ahead and show you guys the rest of the field with Faisal Electric, who pretty much started in 16th. Finished in 4th. Masopes finishing in 5th after starting in 20th. Darludo, who started in 7th, finished in 6th. Chemical Ninja had a rough break, finishing up in 7th. Hayes Clay in 8th. And yet, Nicholas's teammate in Red Bull in 9th. And of course, rounding out the top 10, it is always Joker. What a race. Let's go ahead and show you guys the rest of the field if my controller will be able to let me. I don't know what's going on, but yet I got under control. What a race this was. I know Hell State's trying to be able to get our podium up into the booth. What an incredible race. And yet we have our race winner. We have Nicholas Latifi. Welcome to the booth. Congratulations on the win. Hey, make sure you have your voice on party stands if you don't care. So that way everyone can go get a chance to hear you. All right. Man, what a race. That was an incredible performance from you. I definitely want to take us through the strategy you had, the one stop you made, and yeah, you pretty much finished it out. I mean, take us through that that safety car, and yet with no worries at all, you went to pits, and yet you got the job done. Exactly. I know we have Electric Blades and yet Jackson Altman. Congratulations on the podium, you guys, and welcome to the booth. Jackson, I'm gonna start off with you, man. You had a great race. You had some really interesting battles, and I want to be able to take us through your thoughts on the battles that you had leading up to you get a chance to finish up into the podium.
All right, so um, yeah, I had some nice battles. First of all, I want to say that Francis, great strategy with a lot of luck, staying out on the mediums. Is that what you did to get that 42-second lead? All right. Yeah.
Uh,
But
Electric
yeah,
Bla-
good finish.
I'll say Electric Blades. You got a copy, bud?
He's not in here.
He's not in here. Safety car came out at the exact right time for Latifi there, as he had just passed the pit lane and everyone had come in to make their pit stop, and then we had a crash on track, and of course that opened the gap and allowed Latifi to pit and still get the lead.
Yeah.
Man, what a
But yeah,
race.
Altman, Jax, you had some good battles throughout with some of the best the leagues had to offer. Joker, Electric, what holding those guys off on fresh softs. You had the worn mediums. That's very impressive as you gained the podium spot. And I don't know how the constructors is going to work out, but Ferrari, your teammate Chemical Ninja, him and you both looked strong all night. Do you think you guys can keep this going into Imola?
Definitely. I think my teammate's the fastest driver. He messed up, spun, but he would have had a big lead and would have been contending at the end. I was actually surprised everyone chose softs at the end. I thought everyone was going to go mediums.
Chemical Ninja had a great start off the jump, went from third to the lead by the
Yeah,
time we got to sector 2. That was very impressive.
yeah,
I can definitely say you definitely have a great driver in your hands there, Jackson. So yeah, that was an incredible performance from him, and also a really incredible performance from you. And I really hate that Electro Blaze is not with us because there's some great questions I have for him, especially leading up to the final two laps of the race, where you and Nicholas had a great battle. Did you know the speed that you had against him in that final lap that he said I'm not going to worry about him, or was you waiting for something to go down in that final lap?
Um, the final lap, I thought that the leaders were going to be smart, just battle it out, and I was just settling in for P3. I had two warnings, so wasn't trying to get a penalty.
Exactly, and Nicholas, man, you made a huge statement this week with the win on the F2, and then coming to the F1 and making a huge statement in the Red Bulls. So, take us through your thoughts on the whole week, and yet, give us your thoughts on what can happen come next week. Because obviously, you were fast enough, and I can definitely see you coming back next Friday. Exactly, and yet Jackson Allman, you had a great week as well. I definitely don't want to give your final thoughts before we end the stream, and yet tell us what your thoughts are for next week.
Imola, it's
Yeah,
a
Imola.
interesting track. Uh, it's a new track, like to the game. It wasn't there when it first came out. Um, but yeah, it'll be a tough track for me, I think.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. And yet, Nicholas, I definitely want to give your final thoughts on everything, especially tonight, and your thoughts on Imola next week.
I think next week it's really going to be a track where you have to prioritize track position because we all know how difficult it is to overtake there. So I think next week it's really going to be. That's about it.
Hill State, you have any final thoughts or final questions for our podium?
I do have some final thoughts. It was a good race, great season opener for F1. I'm definitely looking forward to see what the drivers have in store, especially as we go through the season. We see hit the European stretch of Imola, Portugal, Spain. Those are going to be 3 very telling tracks. F1's looking good. I'm excited to get the NASCAR season started back up. I'm looking forward to seeing Latifi now handle a stock car, as I believe he's going to have some very good finishes, and I believe everyone is ready to get back to NASCAR, which y'all can tune into that Wednesday for trucks and Thursday for Cup and Xfinity from Daytona.
Yeah, very well said. Latifi, man, this is my first time getting a chance to talk to you, and I want to say congratulations on the win. But yet, like Jose said, we have a busy week for you guys. No F2 race on Monday because of the college football playoffs. But yet, F2 will be back on January 17th at Morola. As you know, next Wednesday, Captain Dead Dad and Big Jim brings you guys all the coverage for the Truck Series, so yeah, do not miss out on that. And of course, next Thursday, the Xfinity Series, myself and Brody will be back. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and of course, I'll have someone to help me out up in the Cup booth. But until then, until we get a chance to see everyone back at Daytona on Wednesday, Hell State, thank you so much for joining me. I am Code Red Dew saying so long, and we'll see you guys for the F1 Series. We'll see you guys next Friday, and don't miss out on all things Hennessy Performance League.